Today it's a last day of statistics made easy. Virtual SPSS workshop on basics and beyond. And today we will discuss about because we have left these small things. So today I'll cover this how to give coding and decoding to quantitative variables like age, systolic BP, BMI, etc. Quantitative variable. Okay, maybe continuous, maybe discrete, and how to make bar chart, box plot, pie chart in SPSS, and how to select cases in SPSS and why we have to select cases. And now main today's topic, ROC receiver operating characteristics curve analysis or area under curve analysis in SPSS. Then after that, sensitivity, specificity, negative predictive value, positive predictive value, and their 95% confidence interval. So today we will discuss about all these things. So you have to remember these slides. Every day I show these slides. So it is very important. These slides are very important. So go through these. This is main slide, data variable or level of measurement. What about nominal ordinal and ordinal interval ratio? Then multiple linear regression versus binary logistic regression we have discussed yesterday. Now binary logistic regression versus Cox regression proportional hazard model. Then we know that Cox regression is equal to binary logistic regression plus time of event or outcome occurrence. You have to remember. Now ROC curve introduction, first of all. So a receiver operating curve or ROC curve is a graphical plot. We make graph in this that illustrates the diagnostic ability of a outcome. Diagnostic ability of a outcome. For example, present, absent, yes, no, etc. Disease present, disease absent, and the event is absent or present. And this method was developed for operator of first time in military radar receivers, which is why it is so named receiver operating characteristic curve. The ROC curve developed by electrical engineers and radar engineers and was first used during World War II for the analysis of radar signals for detecting enemy objects in battlefield. To detect enemy objects in the battlefield. Following the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941, the United States Army began new research to increase the prediction of correctly detected Japanese aircraft. And here Japanese aircraft, we can assume that that is a disease from their radar signals. And radar signals means test kit, test. For these purposes, they measured the ability of a radar receiver operator to make these important distinctions or decisions, which was called the receiver operating characteristic. The ROC curve is created by plotting or graphical plot the true positive rate TPR against the false positive rate, that is a FPR, at various threshold cutoff points. The true positive rate is known as sensitivity. The false positive rate is known as 1 minus specificity, not specificity, 1 minus specificity, because specificity is a true negative rate. ROC analysis is related in a direct or natural way to cost benefit analysis of diagnostic decision making. So we have to daily, we have to use in medicines also, like these diagnostic decision making test kits, something like that. So for understand ROC curve, you have to understand this. This is a radar and this is one object target. Is it on or is it enemy? We have to decide. It is on craft or it is enemy craft. So this radar judge about this target. And how? So suppose This target is decided by this radar. So aircraft code, there are 10 aircrafts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are the code. And detection by radar signal US, okay, United States. This is just example. In reality, and these are the final result, fail or pass. So radar detected A1 as a own craft. In reality, it is own, so it's a true. Radar detected B2 as a enemy craft, but in reality, this is own craft, so it's a false decision. In code 3, detected as a enemy craft by radar, it is enemy, it is true. So detected as own craft D4, but it is an enemy, so it's a false. Detected as a enemy craft, in reality it is an enemy, it's true, and so on. So we made a table according to these detection rate or as well as in reality, and then these are the results. So how can you put these results in 2 by 2 table? 2 by 2 table is a very good table, that is a contingency table. If you know, if you like play with the table, you will get a lot of things. So suppose I have put this is in a reality 2 by 2 table here. This is a reality. In reality, that is a O1 positive, that is a enemy negative. And detected by radar is on is a positive and enemy is a negative. Okay. So what happened in first aircraft is on aircraft, and in reality is a on, that is a true. Means it is a on aircraft, and in reality is a on. So it is a true positive. Then here you can see there are 4 in light green O1 craft. In reality it is a O1, and then result is a true. You can see here. Sixth one, O1 craft. In reality is a O1, that's coming true. In 8 is O1, and in reality it's O1, and then it's a result true. And the 10th one is. So there are 4 out of 10. There are 4 like craft. The detected is O1 or O1, and in reality they are O1, then it's a true result. So it's called true positive results. Again, if it is treated as or detected as on, but it's like enemy, so detected as a positive, but it's a negative because enemy is a negative. We know very well, enemy always negative. So it's a false positive by radar. You can see here it's on craft by detected by radar, but in actual it's a in reality it's an enemy. Okay, then it's a false positive. So we make this table 2 by 2 table, and we got some ideas. There are in reality in O1 there are 6 and enemy are 4, and total is O1 detected by radar is 5 and as enemy is 5, and grand total is 10. Here this is a false negative because enemy is a negative, but detected by this radar is enemy, but in reality these are the positive. So detected by radar as enemy is a false negative, and this is a true negative. There are detected by radar as a enemy craft, and here in reality they were enemy craft. So there are 3. These were 3. So it's a true negative. So we have to give, this is A cell, this is B cell, this is C cell, this is D cell, and A plus C that is a 6, and B plus D that is a 4. So can I get using this 2 by 2 table as a true positive rate means sensitivity, or true negative rate that is a specificity? These are the formulas using this 2 by 2 table. Yes, we can get. So sensitivity is a true positive rate. So true positive divided by true positive plus false negative. You have to remember false negative. So true positive divided by true positive plus false negative. And you can see here, this is n. Sensitivity n is come. So what is false? That is n is negative. False is negative. So true positive divided by true positive plus false negative. So where is true positive and where is like true false negative? We can get from 2 by 2 table. So there are 4 here true positive. We can get from A cell true positive, and these are the 4 true positive and plus 2. These are the false negative. So divided by 4 by 6 and then 66.7% sensitivity. And what is sensitivity? Sensitivity is a probability that a test result will be positive when the disease is present. When disease is present and test is positive, that is a sensitivity. Okay. Now true negative rate or specificity. So it's like a true negative divided by true negative plus a false positive. So you have to remember this for like here a P means there is a false positive. You can easy remember for a long time this. And then you can find out where is true negative and where is false positive by using 2 by 2 table. So this is true negative. You can get these 3 true negative divided by false positive. This is false positive and true negative or true negative 3. Okay. So 3 divided by 4, it's come 3 by 4, 0.7, that's just 75% sensitivity. And what specificity? So what is specificity? A test will be negative when disease is not present. That is a probability. A test will be negative when disease is not present. So what do you mean by false positive rate? Simple. False positive rate 1 minus specificity. So where is specificity? 0.75. 1 minus 0.75. That is a only 25% false positive rate of this radar. These are the hypothetical data. So in military or in medicine, we can compare it. Yeah, that's very easy. You can see I just like put these sales data are similar. This is in a reality or in disease by biopsy, that is a gold standard test. And here detection by radar in medicine, it's a detection by test A and whatever test A, test B, whatever. Here is on positive, that is a present, disease absent is on positive, that is a positive by like test, and positive by negative by test. So we arrange all these, we have already arranged. So can we get, sorry, there is a problem in, okay. So can we get its sensitivity and specificity of like test A? Yes, sure, we can get. There is no problem. So what is sensitivity, specificity? We know for this table. So implication of ROC curve. With the popularity of it, it was soon introduced after that to psychology, medicine, radiology, biometrics, forecasting of natural hazards, meteorology, model performance assessment, and other areas. In medicine, like malaria test, dengue test, HIV test, swine flu test, TB test, corona test, etc. Their positivity and negativity result depend on the ROC curve analysis. And if their sensitivity and specificity is high, above the standard, government standard, then the government approve these tests. And after that, these test kits will come in markets. So this is like benefit of or application of this ROC curve. So how do you interpret AUC or ROC curve? In general, AUC of area under curve, the value is from 0 to 1. 0 to 1. Value is minimum 0 and maximum 1. So if you get area under curve, okay, 0.5, ROC curve or area under curve is same. So if you get area under curve 0 to 0.5, suggest no discrimination. This is null hypothesis. True positive rate or false positive rate are same in this condition, 50-50%. Okay, but if 0 0.7 to 0.8 it is considered acceptable, and below 0.6, okay, so it okay, no problem, we can take if 95% confidence interval will not cross 0.5, below 0.5. And 0.8 to 0.9 is considered excellent, and more than 0.9 is considered outstanding test. Higher the AUC, better the model is predicting zero age zero. Zero age zero means negative disease, not positive disease. Disease absent, age disease absent, and first age first, disease present, age disease present. By analogy, higher the AUC, better the model is at distinguishing between patients with the disease and no disease. So when the AUC curve is more than 0.9, it's better for that kit. So ROC curve is plotted with that like true positivity rate against the false positivity rate. Okay, true positivity is on y-axis and false positive rate is on x-axis. And what is false positive rate? 1 minus specificity. And what is specificity? True negativity. And what is true positivity rate? That is a sensitivity. And what is sensitivity? True positivity. Or specificity, true negativity. So this is ROC curve. You can see here in this, we will get in SPSS this ROC curve. You can see on this y-axis, that is a true positivity rate or sensitivity. On x-axis, that is a false positivity or 1 minus specificity. This is 0.1 means 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 90%, and 100%. And this is 0, 1, 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, something like that. This is a null value. The B point is a null value. This is dotted line, that is a null value. This is a by chance, random guess. If result come like curve is coming above this, it's a better, and below this, it's a worse. And you can see there are two curve, A curve and C curve. You can see which is better. The C is better to detect the disease positivity or negativity compared to A. Okay. So this is a ROC curve with a different test, and we can compare to detect a disease. So you can see here there are some yellow color, purple color, red color, like blue color and green color. So which is better or which is better than? So this is green one, and followed by this is a purple, and list this is a yellow and this purple color. This purple, this blue, and this is red. So this like green, I think ROC curve might be around 0.8 something, 0.7 to 0.8 you will get. Now this is box and whisker plot, because today I am going to explain how to make box and whisker plot. And please remember that box and whisker plot, when you use median and IQR, it means your data is not normally distributed. Then you have to make box and whisker plot. So when you use Mann-Whitney test, Wilcoxon-Sandring test, Friedman test, Kruskal-Wallis test, then you have to present your result as well as in tabular form, median and IQR, and in a graphical form, that is a box and whisker plot. So you can see here in box and whisker plot, this is a horizontal whisker plot, and you can get vertical also whisker plot. There is no problem. So this is a red line. It may be here, it may be here, it may be here. It's called a median. Dark line, this is a median. And this is box complete here. This is a, okay, you can make, so you can see, this is a quartile 1, and this is a quartile 3. So Q1 to Q3, that is a interquartile range. And these are the whiskers. This is a box, and these are the whiskers line, black lines. And this is a like a vertical green lines. And these are not minimum and maximum. So there is some like mistake here. So this is a in-depth rectification of this box and whisker plot. You can see this is median. You can get median here and here, and this is a Q1 and Q2. This is an interquartile range. This is interquartile range. This is 25th percentile Q1, and Q3 is 75th percentile. And this is maximum and this is minimum. So what is minimum or what is maximum? This is formula to calculate minimum and maximum. And after that, if there are some more values beyond this range and beyond this minimum or maximum range, these are called outliers. And you can see in the like in circle and stars and box, small, these are the outliers. So minimum is a Q1, that is a Q1, 25th percentile minus 1.5 multiply by interquartile range. You know interquartile range. So what you have to do? Q1, that is a like 25th percentile minus 1.5 into interquartile range. And then what is maximum? This is Q3, that is a 75th percentile or third quartile plus 1.5 into interquartile range. And after that, this is outlier. No need to worry, SPSS will do, but you have to understand what is this plot. Okay, we have already, and this is a vertical. And these are the outliers. You can see these are the outliers. And what are the outlines? This is Q1 minus this one for this one, Q1 minus 1.5 multiplied by interquartile range. Interquartile range of this. Okay, so these are the you can get. Oh, sorry. So let's have fun with SPSS and observational study. To assess or predict the sensitivity, specificity, accuracy of test A and test B to detect the malignancy, that is a condition of disease. It's not necessarily only malignancy, other things. In please mention the name of the disease patients. For example, like breast cancer, something like that. Okay. And primary objective to assess or predict the sensitivity, specificity, accuracy of test A and test B to detect the malignancy in these patients. Okay, among these patients. So secondary objective to find out the cutoff value. So ROC curve with the help of ROC curve, we get cutoff values of test to detect the malignancy in these patients, and to find out the cutoff value of test B to detect the malignancy in these patients, and to compare two results, which is better than this, which test predict better than second test. And selected one, I think 160 patients selected, that is like a wrong figure in hypothetically. 160 patients perform test and test B, and like patients is for malignancy. Okay. So these are, we get ROC curve in SPSS, something like that. This is a false positive rate, and this is false true positive, and this is false positive. Okay. So these are the, we have already explained, this is a test A, this is a test B, this is a chance level, this is a null value, 0.5. You can see test A, that is a purple, sorry, blue. You can see blue. And this is test B, this is in purple. So which is better to detect the that disease if the disease is present and test is positive. So we can see that test B is like superior or better than test A. Okay. So ROC interpretation. So blue curve and its corresponding AUC show the test A is a biomarker, has a predictive ability to discriminate malignancy from normal subjects. This is the interpretation. And purple curve and its corresponding AUC show that test B as a biomarker has a predictive ability to discriminate malignancy or disease from normal subjects. So, and comparison, test B has a significantly higher or better prediction ability compared to test A. ROC curve comparison p value less than 0.05 with its a ROC value, AUC value, and it's a 95% confidence interval. We have to mention from where we get, we will get no problem. Okay. So let's have fun with the data. This is our today's data sheet. I hope you have entered. Click this is SPSS sheet or simple. I follow the shortcut method. Click on data sheet and then left click on computer pad, keypad, then drag and drop. This is move, come here, move here. There is no move and arrow, but here move and arrow comes. So leave it Then wait for some time. Oh, data has come. Okay, very good. Then click OK. Oh, my data has come. So you have to enter data. These are the socio-demographic profile and any other clinical profile, serial number. Okay. And then you have to, for this main purpose of AUC curve, that how to enter data, test B results. What are the values you will find out? This is a 0 to 10. Okay, on test A we'll find out, we test like number one patient, if we get on, we got in test A result as 1 and in on test B as 0, so we have mentioned. And then biopsy report, that is it gold standard, and what is benign. And then we have to make, this is for example, this is fifth one patient, 45 years of age, and I don't know what is sex. And then test A got 10 number, and test B got 6 number, and then this is malignant, and this okay. So these are, we have to enter data, but you see there is some intermediate result also. These are some intermediate result also, means don't know this is malignant or benign. So we have entered all the data up to how many patients, around, you can see 160 patients. Simple Excel sheet, simple SPSS sheet. Okay, test A results, whatever you want, maybe in like 100, 200, or maybe in like some number, you have to enter the test result. And in test B, you have to enter. Okay, then you will find out the cutoff value. For example, RBS, random blood sugar, and then we perform it on, like on cohort. Okay, cohort, we perform on one cohort. So we test RBS value 100, like subjects cohort. And then there are some values 100 to like 100, 150, 121, 101, and there are some patients maybe diabetic or maybe not diabetic. So what is the RBS value? So we have to find out the cutoff. Below, above this, they are treated as a diabetes, and below this, they are normal. So this is, and from where we like got all these like cutoffs, using this ROC curve. So we have to enter data, very good data. Okay, then you have to make a outcome variable. You have you have given this benign age 0, benign age 0, and malignant is 1, and malignant is 1. So remember this event of interest, your interest, you have to give 1. We are detecting malignancy here, not a benignness. We are detecting malignancy. That test A and test B, if we perform on this that subject, test A and test B, and then after that we perform like biopsy. In biopsy they are getting malignant, but in test A and test B they are getting some marks, same number. So we go like got like we want to get key above this value. If we test the patients or cohort, then above this value we can say on test A that it will be malignancy in biopsy, and below this it will be benign in nature in biopsy. That is a standard, gold standard. So we have like given all the coding, and you see here, this is the intermediate. I have given 2 number, because I have given 0 to benign and malignant to 1. But what is the intermediate? And these are the some intermediate we have to avoid. Your guide told you that please avoid these intermediate. Please don't include these intermediate in your results. So I want to find out how many intermediate in my study. So you have to perform, because this is a like a nominal type of data, or you can take that benign and then intermediate and then malignant as a ordinal data. So you have to take frequency and percentage, because this is a in qualitative in nature, not a number. Okay, so go in you have to go in analysis, then descriptive, then frequency. Click on frequency, sorry, analysis, descriptive, frequency. This is frequency box. You have to go to biopsy report. You have to click here. Then please bring into this variable. This is arrow. Then I have to check display frequency table because I want frequency, not median and IQR. I cannot get. If I get median, mean, minimum, maximum, so I think it's not good for nominal or ordinal data in like qualitative nature. So click OK. So what I get, there is no missing. Very good. Benign 109, malignant 45, and intermediate 6. So you're okay, only 6. You can like remove these. Don't include in your analysis. You have, so what you have to do? You have to do, please see data sheet again. You have to remove one by one this malignant, remove. Okay, then 2, remove it. No, there is no need to remove it. We have to use this select case in SPSS. Now I want to show the like why we use select cases in SPSS. So for select cases, I don't want to include these intermediates. I want to include on malignant and benign, and I have to given code to you, code to these biopsy reports. So this is 2, I think. So first of all, we have to give coding to this. Okay. So click here on outcome, double 2 times outcome, click here. And this is outcome, and this is value here. Click here, going to give code. 0 is benign. Click here. 1 is malignant. Okay, very good. Click add. And 2 is intermediate. Intermediate. Okay, please don't see spelling. Maybe like there is a mistake. Click OK. Okay, then click on, double click on again outcome here 6 serial number, or you can like click here in data view below this screen left side. This I got this. Okay, I have given this coding. Then I don't want to select the intermediate in my analysis. So what you have to do, just click this data button. This is file, edit, view, and data. Click here. Then there is the option of select cases. We have already like learned split file, but we want now select cases. And why the need of select cases? If you don't want some observation, some group observations in your analysis, then you have to use. So click here. This window will open, select cases and all cases. If you click here, all cases and OK, so all cases will be analyzed. But if you want to like omit some cases, then you have to click if condition is satisfied. Please click here. Then this if is highlighted. So, and then after that, after clicking on this, click here on if. This window will come. Very good. I know that what I have to select. I select 0 and 1 number, not 2 number in outcome. Okay, in outcome 0 and 1. Don't want 2. So where is outcome? This is outcome. I have given outcome like biopsy report coding in outcome, made code. So click here outcome, and then this outcome have to like we have to bring here. So click this arrow, and then I want to select 0. So please like this one is equal to, and then press 0. Okay, I want this 0 means benign in my analysis, and benign and malignant. Then you have to click this button, benign and malignant, benign or malignant, maybe benign or malignant. So those patients may be benign or malignant. I want this. Those you have to click this vertical line. Then again, you have to click on outcome, then this arrow, and now is equal to 1, because I want 0 and 1 variable here. I don't want 2 variable here. So this is, again, I want to explain you. Click on outcome here. This is arrow, then is equal to, I like now I type from my like keyboard, is equal to, and then 1. then this is vertical or, this is, it's called or, vertical or. And then outcome, you can type outcome, there is no problem, spelling must be same, OUT outcome, okay. Otherwise you can like drag and drop it here, you can, but if you type, then your spelling must be same according to this. And then is equal to and 0. So both are same, 1 and 0, 0 and 1, because I have to select 0 and 1. So I can write like type here 1 and 0, 0 and 1. Both are equal, no problem. Then click continue. Then this come, outcome is equal to 1 and outcome is equal to 0. If condition, so what condition? I will select these, only these two, and click OK. What you see in your data sheet, these 15 number, 22 number, they are omitted from your data sheet. And what is 15 number? This is intermediate 2 number. This is 22 intermediate 2 number. These will not analyzed in your data sheet. Or how many? Okay, these 2 intermediate, very good. And this is also 2. You can see 120, there is a omitted sign, intermediate. So very good. My SPSS did this work. I can make some mistake, but SPSS will not, I think. Now, going to analyze for ROC curve. Click OK, analyze, sorry, click analyze, then classify. And here is classify, there is a ROC curve. Click on ROC curve here. This will come ROC curve, okay? Then test A and test B, both you can take and separate you can take. I want to take shift and down arrow, okay? And then outcome, this is outcome, this is not outcome, this is a like our selection, this is not, this is main variable. So click here and come to here, state variable, these are the test variable, this is the state variable, disease yes, disease present, absent, click here. And value of state variable, because we have given as a malignant one, we are interested in malignant, so please click here. Then please click all these checkbox, there is no problem. And then please see this option button here. And you have to remember this test direction. This is very important. You have to see larger test result indicate more positive test and smaller test result indicate more positive test. So what do you mean by these two things? Because I know that test A and test B, if I'll get more number, okay, on test A and test B, there is a more chance of getting a malignancy. But vice versa, smaller test result indicate more positive test. So what do you mean by this? So there are some other tests. If you like get low value, then you find that low value or low test value indicates more positiveness. So you have to select this smaller test. You can think about this. What these are the situations. Okay. So if you like, for example, if you get systolic BP low, okay, then there is a chance of getting more hypovolemic shock. So this is a like vice versa. So I know that what's the like attributes of a characteristic of test and test B. If I'll get more result, like more number, then there is a chance of more positivity. This is a non-parametric test. So you remember ROC is a non-parametric test, 95% confidence interval, default, there is no change. So click continue and then click OK. So you will find out what is ROC curve. Very good. This is ROC curve. Positive 45, negative 109. You know, 45 and 109. Total 154. And 6 patients we have omitted. This is ROC curve. This is 1 minus specificity, that is a false positive rate. This is a true positive rate, sensitivity. These are the 100%, 20%, 40%, 80%, 100%. These are the. There are test A in, I think, blue and test B in green. You can see here in ROC curve, right side, source of the curve. And this is a reference line. This is a null value, 0.5. And you can see which is better to detect malignancy in this. So this is, I think, test A is better than test B. Okay. Then we have to find out cutoff value. And this is AUC, area under curve. You can see this is the area under curve. There is around 0.937 and this is test B 0.894. And 0.8 to 0.9, that is a very like point above 0.9, 0.9 and more, that is outstanding, around outstanding. I think this is test A is outstanding, test B is okay. So test A is better than test B. This is the standard error of this area under curve, plus minus 95% confidence. If you want to get, you have to get plus and minus 2 SE, then like plus minus 2 SE, 2 SE, okay, then you will get 95% confidence interval. This is asymptotic significant. This is a p value. It's highly significant. This test is highly significant to like to predict the disease in disease and not disease in not disease. So it's a very good thing. Then how to get cutoff value of this test from this number, above this number the test is like detect positive, and below this negative. We have to get cutoff point. So we have to get cutoff point, and after that we have to get sensitivity, specificity, true positivity and true negativity. So how will you get? So you have to please see this positive if greater than or equal to, positive if greater than or equal to, or malignant if greater than or equal to test 1. So what you have to do, you have to find out this is 4.5, greater than or equal to 4.5. This is sensitivity 97.8%. This is sensitivity 97.8%, 0.97. And what about the specificity? This is 1 minus specificity. Okay, this is 1 minus specificity. So what is specificity? We have to like subtract this value from 1. So we'll get specificity. So this is 1 minus 0.633, around 0.4, around 0.4. So then we have to add this value and that value 0.4, and this is coming, I think, around 0.13. I think this is 13. Add this 0.97 and 0.4 specificity, and this coming I think this value I think came around 1.3. Okay, so this is a cutoff value 4.5, greater than or equal to. Then think about this 5.5. You have to think, because you are a researcher, you have to think. This is around 95%. This is the sensitivity is go down. Okay, sensitivity 95.6%, and but specificity is increasing drastically, true positive rate. So you have to 1 minus this. So that is a 1 minus 3.3, that is a 0.7. Then you have to add 0.956 plus 0.7. So this is around 1.6. So it is 1.3 and it is 1.6. So it means 4.5 is not better. Cutoff value may be 5.5. Okay. Then you have to think about this. This is 1.3. This is 1.6. And what about 6.5? Okay. We have to think. This is 0.9 and this is again 0.9, around 0.9. Okay. So 0.9 and 0.9, that is a 1.8, around 1.8. Okay, very good. This is cutoff point, 1.8. This is 1.6. This is 1.3. So this is 1.8. You have to minus from 1 this value. Then you will get a specificity, the true negativity rate. This is 1.8. Oh, it is better than 5.5. Then I have to think about maybe 7.5. Then this is a 73%, 0.7, and this is around 9%, 9.6, something like that, 0.96. Okay, 0.96, so 0.9 and 0.7. It's come around 0.1, 1.6. Okay, then 6.5 value is very high, because this is 1.8, this is 1.6, this is again 1.6, this is 1.3, and then the 8.5, the specificity is very low. We don't want a specificity very low. Okay, so 6.5 is a cutoff point for this. So if you test A on any patient, if you get more than 6.5, means 7. So there is a 93% chance the patient, if have like disease, will test positive, and around 90% chance, around 90% chance if like patient detected like test negative if it doesn't have a disease on 7 or more than 7, not like 6, because 6.6 is below 6. So then for this value will come. You have to think about test B, and please think what is the cutoff value. This is now get how to get okay, I think you will get it, you got it, and then you have to think about test B, what is cutoff point, and if you have time you can like type in chat box, otherwise you can think okay, what will be cutoff value of test B, and we know test A is higher than test B, I think. Okay, test A is higher than test B. I forgot. Test A is higher than test B, but maybe cutoff value may be up and down, there is no problem. Okay, so now how to get specificities, sensitivity, specificity, positive predictive value and negative predictive value. We got like sensitivity and specificity of this test A, but sorry to say, in SPSS we cannot get 95% confidence interval and positive predictive value and negative predictive value. So we have to perform, we have to use another software. Before this, I like move for another software. I want to show how to give code to numerical value, how to make box plot, pie chart, and bar graph in SPSS. Because the lacunae of this SPSS software that we cannot get 95% confidence interval of sensitivity and specificity, negative predictive value, and positive predictive value. Okay, so like this is our data. You see, please remove this omitted sign from here. Okay, so please go in data table, data button, click this data here, and then click on select cases. Then this will come, select all, click on select all, and then click OK. So then filter off. Okay, there is a filter off. We can save these results. So to save this result, this is like we have to click here. This will window export output, then click on all visible. Then you have to change. This is destination, Ashok desktop, and this is ROC curve. ROC curve, and then click OK. Okay, these results already saved. Click across, no need to save. If you want to save this Excel sheet, you can save. Click here and then save as. Click on save as, and then you have to here want to save in Excel. Then click on SPSS statistics, and then there is a Excel 2007 through 2010. But right now I don't want to save it. Okay. Now I want to give coding to like quantitative variable, for example, age in years. So I have to check first its minimum and maximum. Then I can go for coding. So click analyze, then descriptive statistics, and then frequency. Then please bring back this biopsy. Then click on age. Then please bring this age in variable box. Click on statistics here. Then get no need to get mean and SD, but okay, no problem. Minimum and maximum for category, like we have to make categories. Then we have to give minimum and maximum. Then continue. Then don't need this. Otherwise, what happened? You can see. Okay, click OK. You will get this table. No need to this. I don't want this table. So what is minimum? 24, and what is maximum? 78. So I want to like make category below 30, 30 or below 30, 31 to 60, and above 60. Okay. So what I have to do, and I want to give code to like 30 or below 30 as 1, 31 to 60 as 2, and greater than 60, 61 or like greater than 60 is equal to or greater than 61, equal to greater than 61, that I want to give code 3. So how I have to do? So please see your data sheet here. This is data sheet. You have to click transport. This is button transport. then record into different variable. You have to click record into different variable. Okay. I don't want to record into like in the same variable. Then I want age, years, click here. You know very well about this. Then give name age code, age underscore code, then change. Okay, this will come here, age, okay, age code. Then old and new values, you have to click here. Then here, range. For qualitative, we were using this value and new values, but for quantitative, you have to use this. So I have given like 30 or less than 30. It means I have to click here, range lowest throw value. Range lowest throw value 30. Then I have to give a new value as one code. Okay, then click add. So it will come 30 and less than 30. It will as like I have given code 1. Then range 31 to 60. So this is a range. So you have to click here. This is a range. Then you have to click here 31 to throw 60. And then you have to give code 2. 2. Okay, value, new value 2. Then click. Then greater than or equal to 61. Then this is range throw value highest. You have to click this and then you have to put 61. Then you and in new value you have to give code 3, then add, then continue. Click continue. Okay. Please practice it. Then click OK. Then you will get in your data sheet. I think new way. This is age code. You can bring close to this. So click here and then like drag it. It will come here. I already explained to you. You can see here. You can check your data sheet. Otherwise, what have to do? You have to click is age years, then right click, and then ascending, sort ascending. Then you can check here. 1 is 30. Okay, very good. Up to 30, 1, 1, 1, 1. Below 30, equal to or below 30, I have given 1. Very good. You can also you can do manually. Then 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, up to how much? Up to 60. You have to check. Oh, up to 60. Very good. And from 60, 61, I have that 30, 33. Very good. You can give manually after ascending, so ascending, like sort ascending and sort descending, you can give manually also. Then I have to give decode it. So please double click it. And then this way, this like variable view will come. Then this is value, click here. Coding 1, I have given equal to less than 30. Click add, then 2. 31 to 60, then click add, and then 3 greater than or equal to 61. Then okay, very good. Then I want to like make a pie chart of this age code, pie chart. So from where I can get pie chart, you have to click this graph, then legacy, and this is pie. Click graph, legacy, and this is pie, because my guide told me that you have to make pie chart of this. So click pie. Summaries of group of cases. Okay, then define. This window will come, and then you have to click code. Okay, you have to click what the for what variable you have to make pie chart for age code, because pie chart is always for ordinal or even like nominal, not for interval and ratio. If ratio, you have interval or ratio, you have to make categories. As I made categories for age code, then you can make pie chart. Okay, then you have to click this OK button. You have these are the defined slice by age code. Then click OK. You will get this pie chart. You can see here. It is not looking beautiful in SPSS. So please make pie chart in Excel sheet. Then double click. If you want to change in, then double click. Then if you want to give numbers, so then you have to click, this is a gun. You have to click this gun target, and then this will come. Click here, double click. Oh yes, 138, 15, and 7. Very good. and want to change if anything else, and please like if you want to remove this gun, please click again here, it goes. And this is there is a property chart size, click on chart size, variable, these are the, and fill, these are all. And if you want to like make 2D and 3D something like that, you have to click this on chart circle, then this window will come. Okay, then this property will come automatically. Then you have to click on depth and angle, category, chart, fill. And if you want to increase these numbers, you have to click on these number. If you want to increase size, then okay, please, I want to like show how to like the meaning of depth and angle, click here. Then this is a 3D, so click here 3D, and then you can see here, please see. Oh, it's not looking good. Then what about not looking good? Okay, this, apply this. Okay, it's looking good. So you have to like means you have to practice, and then it's very like little bit, say 115, 138. I want to like increase size, you have to click on this. Okay, they are selected. Then this is a prefer size in property box, you can increase the size up to 14, then apply. Okay, automatic. If you want to change these color, you don't want this color, so please select one slice, only one slice. I want to select on this blue, so you have to click, double click. Okay, double click. Okay, not, I think not selected by, otherwise what happened, this. Okay, so there is, maybe there is some problem. You have to select, okay, this big, you can say this big slices or selected. Okay, then I want to change this color, so you have to click on what you want to color. This is a property, and I want is this like this. Okay, light red, click okay, apply, click here. Then this will come in preview and fill, and then click apply, so automatically changed. And click okay, it will come here. Okay, it's looking good. Then click cross. Okay, I want this color. Very good. This is a bar. This is a pie chart, then bar graph. I want to show bar graph. So please click on a graph button, then legacy dialog box, then legacy dialog box, then this is a bar. Okay, click here. This is a simple bar. I want a bar of like malignancy, intermediate, and malignant and benign, according to their age, mean age, according to their mean age. So like mean age in malignancy, mean age of the patient in intermediate, and mean age in benign. So I have to click here, simple, and then I have to select summaries for group cases, then define. And this window will open, define simple bar, summaries of group cases. And then this is a age in years. You have to click here, and then you have to click other statistics mean, because I want age mean. So I have to click here, and then this will highlighted. So click here, and then click on this arrow. This will come here. Then change statistics. You can click here. You can see. Okay, I want mean of values. There is no problem. Then click. Then there is an option here. Click here, and then display error bar. I want error bar, confidence interval 95% SD. Okay, this is a error bar, represents error bar. Then I want standard deviation, not error bar. So please click here, standard deviation, and multiply by 1.0. I want only 1.0 standard deviation here, not more than this. Then click OK. Whatever you want, you can continue. Then category axis, on category axis, then I want outcome, this outcome. Okay, then click here in category axis, it will come here, then okay. You can get this with 95% confidence. These are the like not looking good. So what I have to do, I want some changes in this. So I have to double click to activate it. Then double click, this will automatically. These are very broad. I want a narrow, something like that. So please click on, select these like bar, click here. Okay, all are selected. You can see here, all are selected. Then this is a bar option. Click on bar option. Then this is bar width. So I want to select around 25, 26, something, 24. Then click apply. Oh, it's looking very good. If you want to increase, you can increase bar option. This is bar option here, property. Then you can increase. Very good. I want to change. This is a benign, malignant, and intermediate. I want to change the color of these. So please select only one. Double click, triple click. You have to select. Okay, there is some problem in like SPSS. So you have to select this cross here. I want to change color. So please select one bar at a time. So you have to do practice. Otherwise, you will not get. There is some problem. Sometimes it creates problems. Otherwise, it okay. So I want to show. Otherwise, I think there is some. Okay, not highlighted one only. Okay, if you want to like change color of these three, so select these and then this is window will open. Then I want to like color is something like that, something red, this fill and preview in red and then apply, click apply. And then this will come, okay, click okay, then you will get this. Okay, it's looking very good. And if you want to like add mean of these, so you have to click, this is gun. If you want to add number, you have to use this. Then click this, then okay, 41 mean, 42 mean, and 40 means. I think you are not getting point decimals. So what you have to do, you have to do something else because you are not getting these decimals. So you have to remove this using this button. You are not getting, then remove this, then click here, okay. Then you have to use this test box here you can get, this is a test box on second line here below this, and this is a test box T. Okay, you have to click, this will come here. Then what have to do, you have to bring it, this test box here. Then okay, then you can make it according to what the like you have to change it. Suppose 41.5, okay, in bracket SD is you suppose 5.3 and bracket band, you can get it, no problem. These are the, so these are the you can get, okay. So if because yeah, this intermediate selected. So if you want to change color of intermediate, then you have to select it first, and then I want this as a green. Okay, green. Then this in preview green. Then apply. Okay, then okay, it's looking good, very good. And I want to like benign. I already selected benign, very good, selected. Then I want it's like a blue. Then click OK. Oh, very beautiful chart. Very good. Then I can mean age, I want to change underscore. Then you have to click, double click, triple click. Then you have to, you can change it, whatever you want to give. You want to remove, these are outcome, you want to error bar remove, you have to click here on error bar, you have to select, and then you have to remove error bar. Then click cross. Okay, I got this. Very good chart. So I have like told you bar, and then after that bar, pie, and then box plot. So box plot is simple, and after box plot there is like I think session of closing ceremony, and after that session I will demo you how to get sensitivity, specificity, negative predictive value, positive predictive value in other software. We will not get in SPSS. So I think that will take around 5 minutes, not more than 5 minutes. But we have to use another software. So what is box plot, for box plot, because I told you box plot for Mann Whitney, something like that. So you have to click graph, then legacy, and then this is box plot. Click on box plot, then simple box plot, and click OK. There are different type. Please do practice. Click here, variable axis. I want age in here, variable axis. I want like median and IQ or something. And category axis according to outcome. I want this. So this is a group. Category axis means group. This is a variable. Okay. Then you have to click OK. There is no problem. Age variable in age and category axis outcome. Then you have to click OK. You will get, I think, something. Okay, you will get box plot. There are in some box plot, there is a like whiskers and outliers you can see. And I have already explained what about the outliers. This is a malignant. And there is no in intermediate, there is no any whiskers. Okay, you can see highlighted. This is a median. Okay, you can see median. Median of benign and malignant are, I think, similar. Median age, benign and malignant. And this is intermediate. If you want to change anything you want to change, you have to click, double click, and then you can change whatever you want to do. Okay, if you don't like these outliers, so you have to remove these number, you have to use this gun, click here, and this will open, then you can remove. Click all these, this will remove automatically. So please practice on this, okay? So I think I should take a break here, then we will proceed further and how to perform sensitivity, specificity, positive predictive and negative predictive. So okay, I want to cross. As I told you that I have to use another software. It's beyond this like capacity of SPSS. And I don't know, 27 I just installed before 7 days I just installed. I don't know other functions of this SPSS, but I'm used to use this another software. Okay, I have to close this SPSS file, then I have to save. I have to click here to save this file. Click here, then this is desktop. I want to click as untitled 2 or ROC curve and click OK, save. So I will get this SPSS on. Don't want to click OK, they don't want to save it and cross it. Then I got this on my desktop, ROC curve. Now I have to use another software for this, and that is MedCalc software. You have, I think, you may heard the name of this MedCalc. This is a MedCalc software. It's very simple software, is SPSS, but there are some functions are available in MedCalc, some functions are available in SPSS. Nobody is perfect in analysis also. There are big software, but nobody is perfect. No, none of the software is perfect that all the analysis we can do in one software. Maybe SAS, I think, have all the things, but that is not user friendly. So this is MedCalc. Now I have to import my SPSS data sheet in this MedCalc software. This is MedCalc here, file, same as SPSS. Okay. So I have to import the data in MedCalc. So what I have to do, I have to click file here, then import new, open. I have to click open. Okay, I have to click open. File, this is file. I have to click file. Yeah, then open. You have to click in open. Then this will window come. This is a document and open data file, and you can say file name. This is a SPSS data file .sav. And where is my file? My file on desktop. So I have to click on desktop. And where is my file? ROC curve. This is ROC curve. Okay. So you have to know that it will be selected as SPSS data file. Then this is a ROC curve. Then I have to click, this will come here, file name. Then I have to click open. This window will come. I want all the the variable in my, so I have to click all and then OK. All the variable will come in this. I don't want this filter, so I delete this, no problem. If it will be here, no problem. Then I have to perform ROC curve. So how? This is statistics. You have to see here statistics. Click here. This is ROC curve. You can see below this, above this create table, there is a ROC curve, and this is a ROC curve analysis. Okay, then you have to click this ROC curve analysis. This will window open. Okay, this window will open. ROC curve analysis. Then this here, this is a variable view. You have to click variable, and this is a classification variable. Classification variable means groups. So you have to click this variable view. And what variable view? That is the test A. These are the variable. I have to find out. You have to click test A. And what are the classification variable? Then this is outcome. But you know that there are outcome. We have 3. 1, 0, 1, 2. So I have to remove these from outcome. I have to remove 2. So just I don't want to like do something extra. I just click on where are the 2. This is 2 intermediate. I just remove. I don't want this. Okay. Sorry. Delete. 3 delete. Just a simple. Okay. 4 delete, because I am using SPSS node. Sometimes I'll open this software. So this is also 2, because I don't need these. This is also 2. Then okay. Then I think 1, 2 is left here. Leave it. Okay, I think I have removed all 2. Okay, then yeah, statistics, ROC curve analysis, this one variable, this is test A, classification variable, outcome. Then you can use filter for this, remove 2. You can use, but I don't. And you have to use methodology DeLong et al. It is very familiar. Then you have to click this discrete disease prevalence pretest probability. You have to click this. Then this this predictive value, it's not highlighted. When you click here, then this will open. Okay. Then this is a list criterion values with characteristic. You have to click this. You have to click 95% confidence interval. You will get from here. Then you have to, for graph, you can tick all the chat box. So you have to like check all the box. Then you have to click and you have to click on advanced. There is no need of this. Okay. Then click OK. Then you will get what you will get. This is a AUC area under curve with a 95% confidence interval, but in SPSS will not get also 95% confidence interval of area under curve. This is for test A. So please, no need. And these are the cutoff. Where is cutoff? This is association criteria. You can see here. This is cutoff. Greater than 6 means 7. I have to take for test A 7. And I think in SPSS also 7 come, more than 6.5. That is a 7. Okay. And you can use this Jordan index. I don't know what the like benefit of this, but if like greater than 0.7, it's very good. Okay. Then this is a sensitivity and specificity. 93 and 86, we have already got this in, but this is very good. Greater than 6, these are the sensitivity and specificity, and there 95% confidence interval you get here. Positive predictive value, negative predictive value, and 95% confidence interval. And these value we are not getting in SPSS. This is beauty of MedCalc. So every software has beauty. Again, you can perform on test B also, but you want to compare both tests, which is better, significantly better. We know that test A is better than test B. It is significantly better to predict disease or not. This is a significant p-value. This is area under curve. You can see 93.7% or 0.937. This is 95% confidence interval. Very good, both very good. Z statistics, and this is a p-value, highly significant. All these things, but I want to see the comparison between 2. So what I have to do, this is also available in MedCalc. Click here, Click ROC curve. Then you have to go comparison of ROC curve. Click here. Then you have to like in variable test A, and in second test B, and in classification variable you have to use outcome. Then you have to use DeLong et al. Then these are like default. Then click OK. This is last. This is last. These are the comparison. You got two. You got two. Okay. You got two. Okay. Then you have to see what is the difference between. This is a difference between areas, two areas, and this is statistically significant. This is a this minus this is, you will get this difference, and standard error of the difference, and 95% confidence interval of the difference, and significance level. Yes, area A is predicting significantly compared to area like test B. Sorry, test A is significantly predicted better than test B. That is a p value less than 0.05. Your result is final. You can give your result. You have to mention DeLong et al. Please don't forget DeLong et al. Using DeLong et al. Method, you have to mention. You use Medcalc software. Please don't mention over there SPSS. Otherwise, you will be caught by the, because SPSS doesn't have this property. Got it? Okay, thank you. If you have any question, you can ask. But you have to have SPSS, Medcalc also in your lab. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
So we have some of the maximum of the questions are about the calculation of the sample size.
Calculation of sample. Okay, no problem. We can
like
organize
in your own.
If you organize, just give permission, then we can organize a sample size calculation. There is no problem.
Yeah, so I think this is the answer for all the participants that we will organize surely with the organizer team if they will decide. When the sample sizes are actually a very big topic. For that, we need to have a workshop for that.
No problem, no problem.
So
no problem.
A question from Dr. Aditya Prashant, what to do with the missing data?
Okay, missing data.
Yeah, what to do with the missing data?
If you don't want to remove, if there is if you don't include in analysis, it is called per protocol analysis. But if you want to keep these missing data, then it is called intention to treat analysis. Then you have to do some SPSS. There is some button you can see missing, how to handle missing values. So you have to I want to show, okay, I have to open this SPSS. There is a button. You have to maybe you have to fill these missing values with their respective mean or maybe median. So if your quantitative and and if qualitative in nature, so last value carry forward. That is very good. Last value carry forward. You have baseline. Then at follow-up, you miss the data. Then in qualitative, you have to use last value carry forward. Suppose at baseline, there is pain, but follow up you lost the patient, then you can in follow up you can mention for that patient, the patient has pain, so one you can feel. Otherwise you have to use this I think replace missing values. This window will come, replace missing value. So if there is a missing value, we can treat it like, suppose this is age, there are some missing values here. Okay. In my data sheet, there are some missing values for age, for example. I want to fill up. So this is in transform, you have to click on transform, then replace missing values. You want to for age, you have to click here. Okay. Then some missing, then you want to serial mean, method is serial mean of nearby point, median, you can use whatever. So this is a serial mean, there is no problem. Then click OK. Then click OK. So what you will get? You will get another age, years _1. And what happened with this missing value? This missing value is filled with 49.9, 41.9. This is a serial mean of this missing values. Automatically you will fill. You can get for median missing value. So use this. If your data is normally distributed, use mean. Otherwise, missing by like replace missing values with median. No problem. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, sir. Thank you so much. I think, Dr. Aditya, it is very much clear to you. Now, another question is from Dr. Sumit
Yeah.
uh, Padihar. He says, what is test A means? Test A
Oh, no,
means
no. It's like
an
a hypothetical
outcome-based
name.
number.
Yeah, it's only hypothetical name. I have just given
Okay.
this. Nothing more than
Okay.
this. Hypothetical.
Thank you, sir.
Hmm.
Pranav Kishore, he has written in the chat box that I think sample size comes before analysis. So definitely,
Yes.
this, yeah, I know, sir. This
Yeah.
is to be done, but we need to have a separate workshop for that because this is a very wide topic which is to be covered very nicely, right? And Madam Riju Dekash, he is having a question. What is the cutoff for omitting these intermediate result for ROC curve? ROC.
What is cut off?
Cutoff for omitting the intermediate results for ROC.
I'm not getting this like what the ma'am want to,
Uh,
because this is not a cut off. This is like otherwise you have to repeat the sample. Then you have to, like in corona we are getting intermediate results. Then we have to repeat that. But there are some like I think I'm not getting much about this. Because like the sometimes what happened, the guide or co-guide said you have to remove this. First time you have to remove this intermediate, then you have to analyze, and after that you have to keep these intermediate as a malignant. Then you have to do analysis, and if and third time you have to keep these intermediate as a benign, then you have to analyze. Then they will see like three ROC curve, and then they will decide which is better, which is, and then they have to write down all the thing in results. Then what they why they do this and this. I think
one more question from her only, that if two methods gives us the result in positive or negative instead of the values, then which method should be used to compare these two methods?
yes, I'm not getting.
So if two methods, they give
Mhm.
us the results in positive or negative instead of values, then
Negative
which,
and positive.
yeah.
Yeah, I got very
So
good, very
which
good.
method is to be used to compare?
Very good, very good, very good. I want to show this. Then you have to again go medcalc software. You have to again go medcalc software, and you can go online. There is no
Uh,
need to. If you get negative and positive result, then you will just go on online. There is no problem. You have to use this. Like you have to use this software. So you click here. This is I think Google, and then I have to go sensitivity specificity calculator medcalc. Then this is a medcalc diagnostics test evaluation calculator.
it is free to download, sir. It is also a question.
Yeah, no, it's not free though. It's a
Okay, okay.
30-day trial. So this is like medcalc, easy to use, is statistical software, and you have to have, because I have told you earlier, I have explained 2 by 2 table. So you have to fill according to this. True positive, I think I got 4. False positive, I don't know what I got. I think around 1. Then this false negative, I think I got 2, suppose. And true negative, I got 3, something like that. Okay, suppose. Then click OK. Then what you have to, because you have in negative and positive, then you will get all these values: 95% confidence interval, sensitivity, specificity, and then also accuracy. In medical software you will not get accuracy, but here you will get accuracy. This is a like a plus point of this using online software. So you have to know what the 2 by 2 table, and what is a true positive and what is false positive, false negative, true negative. Then you can enter data here, then you will get your result if you have only negative and positive. Okay, okay, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.